of the lawn.
I should let you hear the bass solo. Just listen to the bass solo for a second of the song.
Let's listen to that.
I think it's Freddie. It's guitar solo. The bass never stopped, but we overdubbed this. Recognize that sound. Anyway.
Yeah. It's Friday.
It is Friday. And, yeah.
Father's Day is Sunday.
That,
Some of our free-for-allers are
yeah, that's
fathers.
right. You guys are fathers. Some of you are fathers.
Sure.
I am not.
You're
Without
Remy.
regret.
You are Remy's.
Yeah, that's not the same. They don't have dog father. Although, I'll tell you what, it's too bad because I have the shirt that James and Stephen gave me, the doggy daddy.
Yeah.
I'm a doggy daddy.
You are. You're a very good doggy daddy.
Well, yeah. You know what? You do what comes easy. And it comes easy. He's a good boy. We have fun with him, and there you go. A dog led us here, and I guess a dog will lead us out. So that's the way that is.
Yeah. Okay, so Chris says, Steve and Laurie keeping us in suspense. I don't know about what.
Keeping up what?
Keeping us in suspense.
Oh, in suspense. About which thing? There's all kinds of suspense going on.
There is?
Yeah, there's suspense all over the place.
I don't know of any.
Well, I signed off on the album cover for Exhumed today. Not today, in the past day or so. So that's happening. Mm-hmm. Now we're deciding on the final playlist, whether it's going to be, if they include everything that I offered. This we're talking about the label, and I was on the phone with them today, talking about this very thing. It's the CD is going to be, or whatever it is, the media, and I don't necessarily want to call it a CD because it could be vinyl, it could be digital, it could be all kinds of things.
Of the above.
And I broke it up into, and I'm sure I've said this before, 3 parts. There's studio stuff that is being remastered. There's unreleased studio stuff and live stuff. So, do I want, because if volume 1 is 2 CDs, then volume 2 has to be 2 CDs, which is, I don't have a problem either way. But the thing that is the challenge is these are 3 completely separate kinds of media. These are 3 absolutely, the studio, what the record sounds like, and then the stuff that we didn't, release is, a couple of steps back from that in sound. So what the engineers need to do is they need to try to match those. Well, that would be a matter of bringing the rarity tracks, unreleased tracks, up to snuff with the recorded tracks, the mastered tracks. Mm-hmm. That won't be difficult because Charlie and Bruce and the whole team over there are top shelf, and they're taking care of that. But it's how will the live stuff live with that? And it's been tough for me, and because I have so much material to pick from.
And you think this is what Chris meant by we're keeping him in suspense?
I don't know.
I
what he meant?
think so.
My record in suspense? I don't know.
No, I don't know. He said he had
What
to
is
reboot.
suspense?
I don't know. He said he had to reboot, so maybe it messed up and he thought it was us.
Okay, well maybe I gotta look.
was
Do I have
not us.
do I have a sound for that? I don't know if I.
I
don't
do.
know if I do.
I've got sounds.
And whose birthday is it?
It's somebody's birthday?
I don't know. That's what I thought you said. Somebody's birthday, and we wished them a happy birthday. Never mind. Next.
It was Pepe's
Yes.
yesterday, I think.
The boy in the back with the red hat on. Can I help you? Okay, so let's see. Where are
We
we?
were going to do a sound.
What's going to happen?
You said you were going to do a sound.
Oh.
Whoa.
I'm looking for the right one. Let's see. What? Hello? Pizza? How do you know when there's a...
Okay.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not. Okay. Okay, there was your music. Wait. Here's what Chris says. There was your music in the beginning of the show, so I said silence speaks louder than words, so there must have been music on, so I had to reboot. What?
No, come on.
I'm in suspense now.
There was your music.
In the beginning of the show,
Right.
so I said silence speaks louder than words. So there must have been music on, so I had to reboot. I guess he wasn't hearing the music.
Yeah, he wasn't hearing the broadcast.
Sue says, I'm confused. Welcome to the
got this.
club. Welcome to
Which
the
is
club.
scary in itself, but I got it.
He says, there was no music, I meant to say.
Yeah, no, I
There was
understood.
music, though.
And I'll tell you what, I've been
Brenda, question mark.
I've been playing around with this music, and somebody over there pressing buttons turned my mic off, but don't tell her.
What?
I did not now.
Oh.
I feel like I'm babysitting, and I'm trying to talk to my girlfriend on the phone.
What?
How you doing?
Oh, shit. That was so funny.
Oh God! You know
man.
it's. I'm sorry, kids. It's Friday, you know.
No, you're not going to explain that?
No, I'm not.
How you doing?
I don't know if they,
We were watching,
we were watching
Friends.
an episode of Friends this afternoon,
and it happened to be
and
when
it happened to be the one where
Rachel
is pregnant and she's still living with Joey, and she's got to move out because she doesn't want her kid being born while she's living there, or it'll grow up saying,
How you doing?
his first words will be, how you
I don't want
doing?
his first words to be,
How you doing?
Not, how you doing? How you doing?
oh, speaking of how you doing, let's see who's that. Oh, it's Leonard.
Lenny!
Lenny. Oh, look at it. Look at me.
What are we looking at?
He's modified his background. I thought I saw Jim come in before, but I guess he's Hey, bro, can you hear us?
Yeah, but not the way I want to.
Wait a minute, maybe I can't hear him. No, I can.
That full moon was the other
Is
day,
this
right?
what's going on?
I got problems with my phone.
Okay.
Why am I not hearing it?
I'm still here.
Let's try this. Speak,
Meanwhile-
Lenny, please.
Angus has just discovered Bluebell ice cream.
Wait, I don't know if Lenny's coming, if we're...
No. I think my
Got a sound over there?
Augie Doggy and Doggy
We are
Daddy.
just-
can you hear me, Steve?
Can't hear you, but that doesn't necessarily... Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Not in my headphones. I hear you on the phone.
Okay, but I don't hear you at all, so let me find out why that is.
You want to type it to him?
Probably me. It's
Lenny.
probably me. Where the hell did this thing go?
I still am talking.
Well, I told him we can't hear it. Uh-oh, he left. He
Oh,
seemed
great.
like he was a little agitated.
Wait a minute. Can we get some faces if you guys are hearing us okay? Because I don't want to be sitting here.
Okay. Huckleberry Hound cartoon characters. We have a dog down the street named Augie.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And I never put it together. Joe
But they're hearing us,
Costelli
right?
said he
You're
heard
hearing
Lenny.
us, right?
Wait. Joe said he can hear Lenny.
Okay. He can hear Lenny?
Oh, we could. I can hear him.
Okay, I
How come
quit.
we can't hear him?
I have no idea. We're going
With
through this
whatever
again.
you were messing with before.
No, don't blame it on me.
It's your fault.
Don't blame it on me.
Really, what the heck?
Booker, hey,
Okay,
Booker.
I could hear Lenny.
How are you?
It is, right?
absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, hello?
Oh, there it is. Here we go.
Anybody?
Hello, I can hear you.
It's
I
your
think-
fault.
And
Are
you
we-
know, my fault. We need to blame this on
Mark
Jeff.
Visconti
Can you
can
guys
hear.
all
This
hear
is
me?
horrible.
Yes.
I can hear you,
Perfect.
Can you
and
hear
I can
me?
hear me and Lenny and
Jim?
Booker and Jim.
Okay, cool.
I
Guys-
can hear them. Can you hear them?
You can hear them?
Yeah, through my headphones.
I don't know.
Look here.
I hear somebody. That's your thing. Yeah, well, I'm not doing this again. I don't know.
Look
I
here.
am not. How about this? I hear somebody. That's your thing. I hear somebody. This is what a pain in the ass this thing is. They give you these software updates. Let's try this.
Yeah, software update.
Yeah, I'm fucking.
Okay,
it up.
there, Joe. I can hear everyone.
Oh, here's why. Wing nut.
I think it's user error.
That's not the
Oh,
right
wow.
one.
Now
No,
I'm like,
take it
What
easy.
was that?
Take it easy.
Happy
Okay.
Father's Day, guys.
Hey, how
Thank
you
you.
doing?
Thank you. Thank you, Laura.
Oh, they can't hear us.
I can
Yeah,
hear
we
you.
can hear you.
Oh, you
now.
can. Okay.
Can hear us. Okay.
I can hear. Don't. What is all
Everybody
this?
else could hear y'all, but we couldn't.
Yeah. But hey.
Wow, did you see Angus like appear?
Oh, voyage
Whoa,
to the
you
bottom of the
getting
sea.
busy.
bottom of the sea. I was thinking the same. Bottom of the sea.
We lost Lenny.
Booker does have a gig tonight, but it starts at
Oh.
10 o'clock.
Yes, I
nice.
do.
Booker, your ears had to be burning the other night, man.
Why?
We tried to do something very nice for you.
No. Don't tell. No, we did not.
Yes, we did. we did,
We
but
did
it didn't
not.
work out.
We did
It
not.
work
We were
out.
talking about his part, right?
Oh, Tony.
You see, this is why I need the kill switch over here. So if I press it and you hear a little explosion, you'll understand.
That's
We
fine.
would never do anything nice for you, bro. Never.
That's not true.
We certainly wouldn't spoil it if we didn't pull it off, and we would never do it.
I thought that's what you were
Booker,
talking
are
about.
you at
No.
the gig already, or you head out after this?
Oh,
What's
shit.
that? Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
But anyway, I was talking to Tony Cintron,
Right.
Oh, okay.
Bass player.
and he said
drummer.
he said that he was gonna. Well, he's a percussionist drummer, monster player. Mentioned Corey, mentioned doing something with Corey. I said you got to get Booker, so
Yeah.
just represent.
Nice.
Hey, you all right?
Who?
Lenny.
Be back.
So
Oh,
Booker, are you at your gig, or you're going after this?
No, I go after this. It's a half an hour away from my house.
Gonna beam him down. He's up in the dressing room. They're gonna beam him right
Hey,
down.
Mousy.
How you doing,
kids.
Mousy.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
So here we are. Oh, and Joe Castelli. I'm loving the craft.
Yeah, I finally figured out how to put a background there,
Oh,
and I've kind of incorporated it into my when we transition later. So see how that goes.
See, I was remiss because I had some real cool stuff happen today, and I was remiss in my pastoring.
What does that mean? Sorry, I'm from Louisiana. What,
It means
what
I
does
fucked it
remiss
up.
mean?
That's what it means. It means I fucked it up.
Oh,
He failed to do something.
Oh, okay. I was remiss.
Thank you, Dad.
See, he doesn't use that language
She
with
has
me.
the universal translation.
Mousy has a very wide vocabulary, and she shares rare words with us all the time.
I do. I'm a word freak.
Rare words like paid,
That is rare.
Yeah, Steve's mother? Oh
raise.
my God. You and your mother at the dinner table,
Oh.
they would be talking and saying these words I had never heard before. I felt like it was another language.
Yeah, spoon.
Or like,
No, that is harsh.
Wow.
It's cold.
no, no, really. It's like, who can say the bigger word?
All right, let me give you a great example of this. My mother was once a child of privilege, but a child of privilege no more. But she still clung on to that, Harrison Country Club.
Erudite.
I don't want you to get struck by
We
lightning.
used to call it.
She's still pretty powerful. Anyway, she belongs to whatever club and this and that and the other thing. So when we're together, before we're married, she says, "Oh, we're going to have lunch at the club, and I want you to bring your girlfriend." And I said, "Oh, I'll bring my girlfriend." So we go
That's like
there,
bringing Ellie
and
Mae.
my brother is like, I think, Ralph Lauren or something. He's one of the guys who's not, if you asked him about the clothes he's wearing, there's a story with him, you know what I mean? But he's just one of those guys, one of those Fashion Avenue pro guys. And so we're all at this dinner table, right? And we have a great meal, and Lori sits back in her chair and unbuttons her jeans.
Well, they got tight.
And
Nobody saw me.
my mother, like, the blood leaves her face, you know. And so I said, put your button your pants up. And she said, "Why?" I said, "Why? Because this is chutzpah heaven." And she says, "What's chutzpah heaven?" I said, "Like, chutzpah balls." And she said, "This is ball heaven?"
I didn't know what that meant, balls, at the time.
Anyway.
That's great.
Well, yeah, balls.
Yeah.
Didn't know
Yeah.
that meant
Yeah.
either.
Chutzpah heaven. Ball heaven? This is ball.
Ball heaven?
I mean, that's not the time to really explain my mother to my wife in the middle of a country club thing. It was, or my girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
So,
So, Booker,
Yes.
I need to thank you for introducing me to.
no, you dickhead.
Oh, Angus.
You're
Son
right.
of a bitch.
That's a lot.
I've had 3 of these in the past 4 days.
That's what happened. It's the most amazing ice cream.
It is like the crack cocaine of ice cream.
Well,
Yes.
now that my pants have been pulled all the way down around my ankles,
There was somebody coming.
we had a plan. Jeff Seitz was going up to Jersey, and I said,
From Nashville.
From Nashville.
Yeah, he's up here now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there Bluebell in Nashville?
And I looked, and there was.
And there was. And so we had a plan
That he was.
that, but he's on a kind of a serious mission.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
But he was going to bring it.
We tried to get you a gallon, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
The next
yeah.
time he goes to Jersey, maybe so.
Yeah,
'cause
so
this
maybe you'll
time-
forget about it, and the next time something shows up at your door, it'll,
This time he had to clean his mother's house
Yeah, he
out.
had-
'cause
yeah,
she-
he
Yeah,
had-
he spent the
yeah.
entire day. My text started going off at like 7 o'clock this morning. He's like, game day. And actually,
Oh.
Jeff and I had plans to. Gary is playing out in Whippany, New Jersey today. We were going to go out and see Gary play at like 7 o'clock tonight.
Right.
FaceTime with you guys. Then we were going to hop over to see Booker play. And we were all just like, nobody can do this now. Like, Jeff sent me a text. He said, no carousing for me tonight. So,
Wow.
yeah, you know what? It's the hottest day in New
It's short.
Jersey
Yeah.
forever. And I said to him this morning, I was like, bro, you better like hydrate, take it easy, because, I know it's like 103 in Nashville, but this is like, and now it's going to drop down to like 60 tonight. It's going to drop
Yeah.
26 degrees in the next couple of hours,
Yeah.
which I'm seriously looking forward to.
Yeah,
So
I
we had
walked
this, like,
out-
one
I walked
hot day.
outside to pick up my grandson from school, and the walk there was torture. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, it's so free and it's so humid.
It's muggy as
It's
hell.
muggy, it's nasty.
Yeah,
It's so humid, it makes a sound. It's like,
pretty much. Yeah.
It has its own name. I mean,
Like you're fighting your way through Jello.
yeah, it's,
I used to say it was so humid that it felt like when you went outside, like you were putting on a.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Air you can wear.
Man,
Oh, okay. Sue Lacente, who lives in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, said it's cooling off there now. So I guess it's heading up.
Yeah,
your-
it's coming from the west,
Coming
northwest,
this way.
coming down towards us. Please
Mhm.
get here soon. I'm just saying,
So
you know what?
it's
I
not
can
coming here.
no, I can tolerate it in the
Pacific
summer,
North-
but I need to
Pacific
ramp
North-
up a little.
Is freezing. It's really cold.
that's crazy.
Wow.
That's absolute craziness to me.
Yeah.
But you see that, and someone I was talking to, probably Keith today, Keith Crane, and we were talking about how hot it was up there. And it's 90 here without even batting an eye, but it never gets to 32 or any of that. So we don't have that extreme change. I guess it's not as, when you get 2 weeks of holy shit after a month of, that's a bitch.
Yeah, it's like smack in the face. And the entire country, except for our little pocket in the Northeast here, has been under this insane extreme. Like my kid out in Seattle, it's like 103 degrees. And all of what, and so all of the Southwest, of course. And, Nashville is 103 today because my nephew is down there. So, we're, I feel a little bit guilty, but not too much. We're in our little cocoon of sanity here, briefly anyway.
No, and I can't imagine what would have happened to your ice cream, Booker. So, that's like, I think it all worked out.
It would have been the best tasting soup I ever had.
You see, now I have enough. Now, you see, instantly, now that my two accomplices have foiled my plan. Now I have to switch into prank mode, and I'm thinking, they gotta bring one and then pass it around. And by the time it gets to Booker, it'll be empty.
Or you send us an empty one, and we'll fill it with a different kind of ice cream.
That would be so cool.
No, I would be afraid Booker would hurt me, so I would never do that to you, Booker.
I came close to that prank one.
Don't mess with Booker's blue
I
belt.
had one of my favorite roadies of all time, the Breeze, 300-pound, a big guy, not 300 pounds tall, 300 pounds. Okay, and Breeze obviously had an appetite, and we're at, I can't remember the hotel. I think it was a Hilton somewhere on the island. And they served pancakes with a scoop of butter from an ice cream scooper. And I said, oh, man, I got to get one of those. And it's a Sunday. We had played the gig the night before. And so I go behind the counter and I see, the bar's closed, but they have a speed bar, still has the cherries in it. Right? So I get the scoop of butter, put it in one of those the pewter dishes for Sundays, and I put a quarter in the nut machine and got some nuts, had the cherry on the top, and went up to his room.
Woke him up, and he went, oh,
what a Sunday. Well, and I mean, like we were filming it for Funniest Home Videos. Just yoked this thing down, man, and was like,
was butter.
It's not the flavor that you had that you were
expected. Yeah.
Wow.
That was before America's Funniest Videos.
That was I don't know. Well, whatever.
Well, I had cousins down south that used to eat butter sandwiches.
Butter sandwiches?
Yeah. They would butter, and I think sometimes they put sugar on. They're crazy down there. You know that shit.
What part of down south?
Well, butter, sugar, and bread is almost a cake. So
Wow.
Yeah. I think they were just.
What part of down south are they?
Down in the southeast corner of West Virginia and North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
So that was kind of a thing down there, I guess, when you lived on the farm and you had butter. No refrigerators. That's what you had.
Wow.
Well, listen, that I might try that later.
I used to like to eat tomato sandwiches just with mayonnaise and tomatoes on white bread. I loved that.
They've got
But that wasn't a thing.
deep fried butter, I've seen.
Deep fried.
Oh, that sounds healthy.
That came after the Oreos and deep fried butter, man. Let's go get it.
Let's say, please give me a heart attack.
Get your cardiologist on speed dial right now.
Man, oh man.
Well, I just watched the Julia Child documentary, and she cooked with so much butter.
Everything with butter, yeah.
91.
What did we? Wait a minute. What? But
French
everybody
cooking.
else was eating it. They all died. What was the thing that we had that was deep fried? The deep fried. On Pine Island?
Oh, cheesecake.
Deep fried cheesecake.
Yes.
Yeah.
with like cherry pie filling drizzled on the top and some fudge, like splashed on there.
Was it good?
Oh my God, it was so good.
Yeah.
We went back again. We drove an hour for that. We
And
get
the-
a
and the
burger
funny-
and a.
The funny thing is,
We don't
do
split
that, those vein stoppers very much. But one of
When we
these
do, we
times,
do it.
my mother was in town,
Oh,
and,
God,
and
yes.
she's one of those,
My
I
triglycerides.
heard triglycerides. I thought that was something from Star Trek. Her and my brother.
The
be going back
dilithium
and forth.
crystals.
I'm telling you, it's like.
So we brought her there and we
So we
made her
brought
watch
her there
this
and we ordered it and made her watch us
Yeah,
eat
she
it.
was like
She's
squirming.
it's like she's like a sitcom.
She was like Raymond's mother.
Yeah,
and
like Raymond's
Yeah.
mother mixed with
Marie.
Jennifer Aniston's mother.
a little bit of Joan Crawford.
Yeah, and some Joan Crawford in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
No more wire hangers.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
The did you see that? What was the name of the thing? Crawford and Betty Davis.
Yeah, that was good.
Mommy
Oh,
dearest.
what other baby Jane?
Baby Jane.
Oh yeah. Whatever happened to Baby Jane?
it was redone with Susan Sarandon and.
Oh yes.
Oh
It was
yeah,
excellent
yeah, yeah.
too. Yes.
Yeah, that was
She
good.
said this. She said the greatest line, and every time I hear.
Susan Sarandon was Betty Davis.
I have to stop myself from using this line, but it is absolutely great. Yeah, Betty Davis, Joan Crawford dies, right? And whatever, and the head of Hopper or whoever it is calls up Betty Davis,
Yeah.
and she says, "Joan Crawford is dead. I was wondering if you have anything to say about that." And she goes, "My mother told me that we should only say good of the dead. Joan Crawford is dead.
good.
Good."
Wow.
Damn,
Yeah. So,
It's good.
enough said.
and,
Betty
and
Davis had a lot of good lines.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like when she
Sure.
said, "Getting old isn't for pussies," basically.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But it's true. But that was quite a time in Hollywood back then. That was because they, even though they had all those tabloids and all that bullshit, they didn't have the media scrutiny that those people have today. I mean, that's like
No, I think pretty much anything that went out in the media was supposed to be out in the media. Rock Hudson was supposed to be dating somebody, that kind of stuff. So I think anything that was out there was more for like photo ops and for the
Yeah.
images,
it
because
absolutely
the
was.
studios had so much money invested in these people that basically they owned them.
Mhm.
And it was pretty much like, okay, you're going to be going to the awards with this person because it looks good to the people, like remember when, I mean, I don't remember it, but I know I heard when the whole thing with, Liz Taylor and Eddie Fisher and Debbie Reynolds and I mean, just on every magazine, my mother said there was like and then there was like the Team Liz people and there were the Team Debbie people, and all the housewives with little children hated Liz because here's Debbie with the little kids at home. But they also said that Debbie would go out of her way to, like, when the press would come like knocking on her door, she'd be there with like a diaper with a baby pin stuck in it, holding a baby in her arms. Like,
have you ever seen
fires?
Have you ever seen Postcards from the Edge?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Oh
Yeah.
man! And who plays her mother? Meryl Streep plays
Carrie Fisher.
Shirley MacLaine.
Carrie Fisher. Shirley MacLaine.
Right.
Oh
Great in
man!
that movie.
And I love Shirley MacLaine.
Yeah.
I think she's fantastic. Weezer. From Steel Magnolias.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jim, we got your
So
sloth
yes,
pictures.
Jim. Yeah, I got to figure out how to. We got some sloth pictures to share.
Yeah, but
Yay!
well, we can't do it tonight.
Oh, we can do it tonight if you just.
Why can't we do it tonight?
Whatever you guys want to do. I appreciate the opportunity to share these photos with everyone.
Pretty amazing.
We just got them today, and I had back-to-back meetings today with agents and labels, which yay! But
Nice.
So I didn't get to set it up, and it's Angus's fault no matter what.
That's
Damn
right.
you, Angus.
Well, next time is fine. You know, I mean, they're still crawling here, so they're going to be a while.
Well, right. Well, we have the pictures. I'm sure.
Yeah, they just crawl across the yard like that?
Well,
Angus, did you say? You know what? Let me see. I feel.
I have them all in here somewhere.
Okay, well, look in group 5. There's some good ones in group 5.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, 5? Okay.
Yeah.
So while Steve's looking, hey Tom, is that Paul Anka?
Yes, it is.
How was it?
Oh,
cool.
It was very entertaining to me. He was pretty good. 80 years old.
Really good, right? Yeah.
80 years old. You know, he just came for like showtime, so there was none of the famous tape that that was circulating. But his front of house guy said he can be a little difficult at times, but
Cankerous.
He's 80 years old.
He's 80 years old. What do you want?
Exactly.
And McCartney turns 80 tomorrow.
Yeah, he played in Jersey last night, and Bruce Springsteen showed up. It was sold out at MetLife Stadium.
Wow.
And my girlfriend was texting me. She's like, "Do you want to go?" And I was like, "No, thanks. I'm out over stadium shows at this point." So she, but then she's like, she's texting me, and the text comes by, Bruce, and all I could think of is, I really could do without Bruce. And if I paid $200 to go see Paul McCartney, I don't want to hear him up there like, hijacking his fucking show. It's the Beatles. He's good enough. That's all I want to see.
He got McCartney to play Glory Days.
Glory Days, I know.
We saw it, and the truth is,
I couldn't listen to like one line of it. I had to turn it off.
We have funny anecdotal things to say about it, but I think we should not say them.
I think Paul McCartney looks really good. Paul McCartney looks really good.
Paul looks great.
We didn't hear him sing.
And nobody's saying anything about him compared to Bruce's singing.
I said he had Bruce.
No, never. Of course not.
No.
There we go.
Because Bruce couldn't sing to begin with. There you go.
No.
There's the difference.
Bob Dylan.
Laurie said that's why McCartney had him. So that,
Yeah.
If you're going to see Bruce, or you're going to see a specific type of thing,
incredible, high energy, shenanigans for sure.
Incredible at that. But if you're going to see a Beatle, you're going to see a Beatle.
Yep.
No matter what.
You can't mix the two.
It's like mixing Bluebell ice cream with
Dairy Queen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then my girlfriend texted me that Bon Jovi was there too, and I was like, "Oh boy!" I said to her, "If you get Frankie Valli there, you got the New Jersey trifecta."
Yeah, really.
But Frankie Valli, I would have wanted to hear sing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Why though? Question.
a friend of mine who's a sound engineer was there last night, and he said his voice was pretty good. There was a couple of songs where it was a little rough, but man, he's a real picky son of a bitch. He would have said, "Oh, he was horrible," but he was like, it was really good. So
plus, it's Paul McCartney.
It's Paul McCartney.
There's certain people like Miles Davis. There's certain people you're just not going to fuck with, right? I mean,
forgive them.
Their history is so amazing,
right?
That how do you compare really anyone to Paul McCartney?
You don't. I mean,
you don't. Exactly.
It's funny because I was, when I saw him playing, I remembered back to when I first got turned on to the Beatles, and it was in a time of my life where who's your favorite Beatle, and that whole thing, was actually mattered in my daily dialogue. My favorite Beatle, just by instinct, was always George, but I used to have dreams about playing in a band with McCartney by accident. It was really, so who knows? But anyway, who's playing through a Marshall today? Tom, is that you playing 60? Is that 60 hertz coming from you?
Yeah, I hear it.
There it is. There it is.
What thing for the things? The other.
There was a real high-end ring all through 3.5 hours of the January 6th hearings that took place yesterday, and I was just like Somebody, please,
Oh.
please don't make me get in my car and drive
Just
to
a little button
Washington,
right there.
D.C.
can't
Just
hear
that
it.
little button right there.
They can't hear it. That's the thing. You see, that's
Yeah.
what I think we talked about this.
Okay, but can someone call somebody? Like when I was at Hall & Oates, I was texting my friend backstage saying, whoever is doing monitors, pull out that 4K or I'm going to come there myself and do it. Do it now. I mean, somebody should, somewhere along, somebody should be listening to the live feed somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
True. That's very true. But there's listening and there's hearing. You see, that's the thing.
Yeah.
What they do I'm sure I've said this before, in England, outside the shops, when they get a lot of kids that congregate outside, they put a tweeter up and they blast 16K through it. And the kids are like this, and none of the adults can hear it. That's how they get rid of them. They just...
Well, if those young kids were in a rock band, they can't hear it either.
Yeah, that's true. Then you
That's
got to go
true.
for that,
My
Yeah.
husband, there's certain frequencies that he'll never get back just from being in front of his speakers with his synthesizers like blasting through. I'll say to him, don't you hear that? And he'll be like, yeah, I hear it. But I go, yeah, but you're hearing it at 10 times more decibels than normal human beings need to hear it. Oh,
A sloth.
Yeah.
Oh.
Lori, then that group 5, you don't remember what number photos they were, 7, 8, and 9, and 10.
No, but that's good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a sloth.
That's a sloth that it was.
Oh,
I think it's a
sloth?
kind of a.
Yeah.
I thought it was one of our fans in a fur coat.
get out of here.
That's a three-toed sloth.
Was that in your yard?
Sorry?
Was he in your yard?
No. I actually, when my wife and I were married in the States, we decided to have a ceremony in Costa. So we were going on my friend's property, and it just happened to be cruising along on the ground. And you don't normally see them too much on the ground, but if it had to come down and do its business, generally they come down every couple of days to do that. And that's the only time they come down.
Oh.
And they move real slow like that.
Very slow. They could move. They could do a mile in about an hour and an hour and a half, I think. But anyway, they're very slow.
Roadies.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. But they're warm blooded. They're about 93 degrees.
How big?
They would get, when they're all stretched out, I'd say 4 feet from either end when they stretch out their limbs. And they have twice the number of our ribs. So they've actually fallen from trees. I had one fall down in my yard a couple months ago, and it must have been at least 60, 70 feet. And there was this little sloth laying on the ground. I thought, oh my God, it's gone, So, how do you tell whether a sloth is faking it or asleep or passed away? You can't tell. It's impossible to tell. So
What would they
it got up and went back up the tree. That's all I'm telling you.
If you were to get one of them, because if they're not moving too fast.
No, they're very they're one of those varieties of animals that are, if not taken care of soon, they're going to be on the endangered list because of they're so sensitive to the surroundings. I mean, they just were created for that kind of environment. I mean, that's all they know is crawling and vines, and they've got these massive claws.
That looks like a little one. Yeah.
That's the same. There's a kind of a story with this sloth. I came crawling across the yard, and I thought he was going to go directly to the tree, but there was this little outdoor shower. I don't know if you recall seeing that, right? So it went up that little shower, and it was reaching for those. You see those yellow vines? It's actually in a vine. It was actually reaching out to the vine, so I kind of grabbed the vine and gave him a little help, right? So he's got these massive claws and this single vine, and he couldn't get it. So he grabbed a second vine, and then he could grab the two of them together, and he did a mini Tarzan right off the shower pole right into the tree. He just kind of went whoop, flip over, and then he continued up the tree, and he was gone. That was it.
Cool.
And but it was really cool to see. Eventually, if you want to put those photos together, it's kind of successive, but it'll only take a minute to go through it. But there's a little video I have of one crossing by a street and just walking around, and but they're here. In fact, there's one outside right now that I've been hearing. Like at first I thought it was a baby, but then
Bring him in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Get him
invite
on
him
here.
in. Invite him
a
in.
little more reading. I found it might be a female calling out in the night for a mate.
What do they sound like?
Okay, you want me to do my imitation of an impatient sloth?
Go ahead, man.
Oh, God. It's
Hey,
tapping its feet.
You know what? You want to hear something really fun? It's kind of cold, but sometimes if they expire, they die in the tree like that. They hang there and they're dead, hanging from the limb.
Oh my God.
They just release, they just hold on, and that's where they stay.
But that's before slow motion, right?
Yeah, it's super slow, but they're just adapted so well to that. But to see them on the ground, because I'd never seen a live one in the zoo. They're always like curled up, and you figure that's just there's nothing really there, But to see them alive and crawl and look at you, and I actually tried to pick that one up. It was kind.
Where's the little one?
There's a little one. What's the
Oh, Angus.
What's the,
Okay, that's a sloth.
Angus,
All
how many
right,
babies do you have?
Angus.
News of the world.
The editing is top notch.
Vegetarian? Are they vegetarian?
Yeah, pretty much. They take nearly a day to digest one leaf, which sounds strange, but they're always full, and so
would they hurt you if they? I mean, are they aggressive or would they run away?
No, well, they would kind of saunter away if they could.
Could they hurt you? You can't outrun a sloth.
No,
That's the problem.
I've actually, that particular sloth that you see there, I kind of touched it a little bit, and it kind of gave me like a little hiss. I said, okay, that's totally cool. I actually tried to put my hands on either side of it, and it was so strange. I could feel the strengthening in the rib cage, because it went pretty much like, a cage all the way around, like double the amount of ribs. So when I grabbed it, it felt human, but it felt like this is like a massive person, but it was small, just like that. Maybe.
Well, it amazes me because the strength, and anybody that ever studied Tai Chi knows this, the strength that it takes to move that slow is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I can imagine that's nothing but, whatever, that fur and muscles all the way around.
Well, there's the more I learn about these they're great to look at them. When I first came down here, and I see a sloth, and you'd see a lot of people taking photos and say, okay, there's got to be a sloth over there, or a macaw, or a toucan or something, right? But when they're in your yard, it's like a whole different vibe. You know what I mean? It's like, okay. And the thing is with these animals, they're like the monkeys and all these sloths and armadillos and all these monitors and all these iguanas. They're wild. So, basically you're living in this big reptilian terrarium type of a thing, in a matter of speaking, because they're all over
Wild Kingdom.
It's the wild kid with what's his head? What was his name?
Marlon Perkins.
And I'm going to do a commercial while Jim Fowler gets eaten alive by an anaconda.
I think you should go for the Sir Richard Attenborough.
I tell you what, when we get the pictures line up, you can do the dialogue. I'll write a script. I can tell you, I'll do the whole thing, and you can do the Attenborough if you so feel inclined.
The three-toed sloth is a wonder.
Well,
he's a wonderful.
Brenda said they can
moving
swim.
ever so slowly.
No, they're great swimmers, and
really,
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Well, here's the deal. Monkeys, right? Monkeys can traverse the trees and fly across the trees, right? So what happens is when they come to an area where they can't traverse the trees, what are they going to do? They have to come down to the ground, which puts them at risk of a lot of things. A lot of dogs are one of the biggest enemies on the ground because they can't run away, right? You get a big dog.
Oh, yeah.
It could whip around. If it caught you by its claw, it's not going to come at you all of a sudden super fast. That ain't going to happen.
Well, it's
Yeah.
like
I can imagine
if it
if it grabbed you, It'd be strong. I mean, because the claws are 3-4 inches long, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 of those suckers, right? Anyway, but they're just a great animal. They've been around for millions of years. And the other two-toed sloth, they've actually there's like 30 million years apart from each other. They came to be on their own. They're not related. That's the strangest thing. They're both sloths, but they call it convergent evolution. All right, now this is the two-toed baby sloths. These are from a sloth sanctuary. It's about about 40 minutes from where I'm sitting right here. And what they will do is there's a lot of sloths that get hit by cars, get electrocuted, have natural causes, whatever it is. And so they rescue some of these sloths, or they're pregnant, whatever, or they rescue the offspring. And once they're raised in captivity, they're very, very difficult, if ever able to be reintroduced.
Yeah.
To the natural environment. It's not like monkeys. I can tell you a whole other story about this other place where they reintroduced the baby monkeys. They do it right here, right? But sloths are a different creature, man. They're just not going to happen. So getting back to the monkeys, when they come to an area where they can't get across, there's a river. They have over millions of years learned how to swim. So they actually swim across these rivers to get the other side, whereas the monkeys will just cruise across on the branches. You know what I mean? So it's a strange dynamic, to see these wild things, but totally opposite of how they've, conditioned themselves over the, like we have to a certain degree.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Adapting.
Yeah, adapting. And they've totally done it.
That's amazing, man. That's
Lenny, wake up.
Yeah, Lenny. No sloth.
No sloth, man. Come on, man.
I'm listening. I saw lots of interesting animals when I spent some time in Costa Rica.
Oh, okay.
There's going to be a test later, Len.
That's right.
Yes,
but anyway, if you ever want to get into more detail, I'd be happy to do it.
We will. I would really enjoy that. But Lenny, I want to ask you something. In the beginning, when you first came on, your background was all blurred, yet your glowing face was in. What were you doing, bro? What was that?
That was supposed to be a little, I don't know, a little Google magic or something, but I don't know what happened with it.
It was great. I mean,
Well, yeah, it's like one of those things where it just blurs the background. I was really popping there for a minute.
It was cool.
We're popping. That's right.
It was. Don't go into light speed, so we're going to lose him in a minute.
I'll let you know if I find it.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Oh boy, yeah. So
it's hot where you guys are today. Very hot. That's what I've been hearing.
Yeah,
right? Really hot. Well, you had mentioned humidity, right? Well, when I came here, basically I live in a sauna, all right, more or less, but not super hot. It took me a while to get used to it. I actually lost about 50 pounds from working and doing all kinds of. I didn't realize I was melting like a candle. Like why am I feel like I'm gonna pass out? Well, you idiot! It's like 99% humidity, and maybe 85 degrees. Not that super hot, but it took me at least a year to finally feel
acclimate, right?
Yeah, because it makes you work just walking.
And do you feel like as you get older, you have less tolerance for like that kind of change, no matter what it is?
No,
quickly to the cold or quickly to the warm or whatever.
Well, I could tell you just the other day, it was down at our beach, okay? And it was kind of clouding up. We've had some sun again. With our winter's approaching now. We're just the opposite from the state. All right. So now they get most of their rain July and August, but that's when most people come here because that's when their most vacations are. So it's kind of a weird dynamic. People coming to a time of the year when it's really wet, but it's a warm rain, whatever. And basically you're in a shower, if you get caught in it really bad. The other night I left a gig. From the time I got to my car, maybe a couple hundred meters, maybe 100 meters, I was like, I came out of a lake. I was completely down, saturated. But you don't notice it because it's not, it's warm, whatever. You just deal with it. It's not like gigging in the snow like we all have and all. That's crazy.
Well, yeah.
But the humidity is harsh. You got to get used to it.
Yeah, same thing here. Because we do a lot of, we're we like doing our
Yard
gardening
work.
and stuff. And I'll tell you, go out there. Me and Tater was out there working the ranch
That's
today.
right. I walked 2.7 miles
Yeah,
mowing the
yeah.
lawn today, just the front
Damn.
yard.
Hot damn.
Yeah.
Well, so yeah, and this requires early rising. You
Yes.
know, like
Right. Yeah.
Like getting out there, well, early for us
the
to
heat.
get out by
Um,
8:30.
Yeah, that humidity just like
man,
down on
it's-
you.
Wait. Speaking of hot, has anybody heard from Verge? Because he hasn't been on in a while. Is he all right?
No, I see him on Facebook. He posts
Oh, okay.
almost every morning and whatever. But I think this is probably, amazingly enough, where there's other places in that area. People don't generally tend to do the islands and stuff in the summer. Aruba is one of those places where it just goes year round. And when people are on vacation, there's so many timeshares down there. I know 3 or 4 people right now that are down there in timeshares. Like, usually I would be like, I'll go in the winter when it's, cold up here and warm down there. But that's not how it is at Aruba. So he's probably working nonstop.
Well,
Good
it's
for
funny
him.
that- It's funny that you would say that because I remember in the first couple of years, because that's how Rat Race was known as a Long Island band, because we would do a whole summer in one place, Middy's General Store, the Stone Balloon, and I think one summer we did at least a month or 2 months at the Mad Hatter.
Out in the Hamptons.
And so you would see the people that would come, and they would be part of that week, and I go,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden they're gone.
They're gone. Yeah.
And here comes a new one. Hey, and you got to start that whole routine over again. But listen, who knows who he ran?
Well, exactly. And as we say, you take the gigs when you get the gigs. You don't say no. So last week, my Saturday morning, I had a fucking 6 o'clock time call. Like my call was at 6 o'clock, and anybody who's in production, on time is late. So if it's a 6 o'clock call time, I'm there at 5:30. The sun's barely coming up, and I was honestly thanking the weather gods in Montclair last week that it was a really overcast day. So even though it was a little bit muggy, it was, kind of like, because later in the day, when we were just about wrapping it up, that late day sun came out, and I thought, I'd never have survived this 14-hour day if that's how it was all day long. And we had tents up, and they brought in fans and everything. We didn't need them. But honestly, again, I need to ramp up a little bit. It can't just be like, today it's 65 degrees. Tomorrow it's 107.
Yeah, that's so
we couldn't deal with that.
So that's how we're going these days. That's just how it is now.
Well, not to be funny, because I've been looking into this for various reasons. Have you ever seen the Formula One guys wear those cool vests? I mean, it's like
no. I mean, I don't really follow it, but
it's a cooling vest that they wear under their racing suit.
Yeah.
All right.
Depending on how extreme your situation is, they're not that expensive. And they, I mean, it's serious, because those guys in the cockpit of an F1 car for 2 hours or 3 hours, it's hot in there.
How does it
They
work?
have to wear those things. So
is it something like gel filled, or is it something that's like
there's
wicking?
There's all different technologies.
I think there's water.
There's some of it is cooled water. Some of it is, I guess a gel type of thing. But it's.
Remember that festival you played?
What?
They gave us those things to go around our necks that were like cooling things.
Yeah, but you think it's like that?
I think that was like gel. I don't know.
Yeah, that was we were at a festival and they gave us these cooling gel things. But it's a vest. It's like
right,
and it's.
Well, that makes sense, because if you cool your core temperature in your cardiac area, it's going to cool.
And under your arms. Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
I just heard from Verge.
All right.
Unfortunately, Verge has COVID.
Oh.
He's
Arubical.
He said he's vaccinated and boosted. He's had
Yeah, me too.
Good deal.
We're double vaxxed and double
Yeah.
boosted.
And you know what? You still, I mean, you can still get it. And my doctor told me, though, he said, if you're going to get it, you're going to be, somebody in your family is probably going to bring it in. It's probably not going to be from going out and about. But I have to tell you, last Saturday, I called another guy that I work with doing sound. This guy who used to always do sound for T. Roth and Another Pretty Face. This guy, Tom Nick, good friend of mine, great guy, whatever. And I called him up and I said, are you working on June 11th? And he said, well, I guess I am now. And I said, dude, I'm telling you, it's like a big payday for me, but I don't even know with this COVID. Like I was on the verge of going back into the hospital because I have such inflammation. Like little kids, they say get it a lot of after COVID with cardiac issues. So, I called my doctor. I was like, dude, I'm used to like running 4 miles a day. I can't get up and walk from like my kitchen to the bedroom without my heart. Like I'm literally, you could see the pulse in my neck going because my heart was pumping so hard from it. So, I said to him, I need you to come and work with me. I'll give you my whole fucking day's pay. I don't care. I just don't want to have to be like walk away from a soundboard and go, okay, I'm out. There's 14 more acts to get up on this stage in the next 12 hours. But it's not over, folks. It's not over. So it's cool if people are still being careful because I wouldn't, you know what? I had a mild taste of it, but I'm still feeling it, and it's been 4 weeks. I'm on prednisone now. It's taken down the inflammation in my heart. But up until like a week ago, I was ready to jump off my roof. I called my doctor. I'm like, I can't live with this. I can't live like this. Either put me out of my misery or fix this shit.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
very
it's
early on, I had a very mild case. All I lost was sense of smell and taste, but it altered my blood pressure forever.
Yeah.
Really? Forever?
My blood pressure. Yeah, I went to
Footage.
blood pressure was,
Damn.
when I say insane,
Exclamation point.
they wanted to call an ambulance. Taken away. I had 0 symptoms.
Yeah, but your blood pressure will go kablooey. Because it's an inflammatory virus. It inflames your respiratory system and your cardiac system. And the thing is about like when your heart is inflamed, not to get again too medical, but when you have a muscle that is inflamed and you keep like running on that muscle, you'll keep fucking up that muscle. But when your heart is inflamed, you have to exercise and get the oxygen. That's what takes down the inflammation. But it's this vicious cycle of like, yeah, I'd like to be doing some exercise to get my heart, smaller. When people have, when they call it heart failure, they send you to cardiac rehab because the oxygen and the blood flows and it takes down the inflammation. But in the meantime, it's like, but I can't walk 5 feet without feeling shitty. So it's like a really slow process. And I feel terrible for people who have long COVID because I'm already feeling better a little bit, a minute bit every day. But there's some people that they're going to be carrying this stuff with them forever. Yeah, some of the symptoms of this.
I did a gig. I did a gig last Tuesday where the bass player for the gig called the guy that he was playing with and told him that positive, like I had before that. So he couldn't do the gig, so they called him to play the gig at 1:30, 5 o'clock. It was a Parker Fan gig I called. It was one song. I sent me the song, I wrote out a chart, I got on the subway, went there, played the gig.
Shout out the key.
There you go. On our news, they said there's like 93 people in our hospital with COVID right now, and they're telling people to wear masks indoors when they go out again. I never stopped.
What's that?
But so Florida is the only state in the country that didn't order any of the vaccine for the kids.
Yeah, no.
Of our wonderful governor.
Yeah, it's because.
But he ordered plenty of that, didn't he?
What did he order?
Ivermectin.
Give ivermectin.
Oh, not the horse.
That's great.
Nice. Well,
that's what
I guess the horses won't get COVID.
Yeah, exactly.
I tell you, the thing for me is I hear so much weird, different things out there, and I tell you what, I'm so lucky because I don't have to risk that. I don't even go in the stores. You know, I haven't been in a store and I don't in years. It's the weirdest thing. I'm not missing it for any reason, but I can't imagine. I just can't imagine the randomness of daily, life. And somebody said something to me very interesting. I forget who I was talking to. Oh, Charlie from Angel. Angel did a show, and there was no early gathering of the crowd, and they thought they were going to have a dead night. And then all of a sudden, like right before showtime, everybody showed up. They had a packed house. They did a great show, and right after showtime, everybody bailed.
In Vegas.
Yeah.
So, and I said to him, that's got to be the shift of people's vulnerability. How long do I want to make myself, accessible? So,
Opposed to that, yeah.
That's strange, yeah. But on that note, guys, I gotta go.
Okay, yeah.
Take
care, man.
Have a great gig, Booker.
brother, where's my pastor?
Happy
Because I do
Father's
have-
Day.
Bye, Booker.
once again.
Happy Father's Day.
Yes, you
Happy
do.
Father's Day.
See you, Booker.
On Father's Day, I'm actually playing. I'm playing at the Middle Collegiate Church. I'm playing 2 songs that day because it's also Juneteenth.
Ah,
Right,
Juneteenth, yes.
And
Okay.
it's so
Yeah.
everybody doing something for Juneteenth, but not a damn thing for Father. Okay.
yeah, there we go.
Well, let me
Yeah,
tell
yeah.
you what.
We tried to do something.
Yeah, we tried hard, bro.
We did.
We tried.
Look at Angus.
Oh, you.
Oh, Angus. you
Angus,
are-
you are mean. A mean boy.
You know what? I'm sending you down to Publix, and you're going to do the right thing. Booker bailed.
That's funny.
He's pissed.
Yeah, he's pissed. Booker, now see, that's it. Now you're done there, Star Wars.
That's right, smart ass.
Wow.
Okay.
Everybody,
Well, everybody enjoy your weekend.
Yeah.
Yes.
Angus, may the
Have
court
I
be with you.
May the court be with you as well. What do you got back there working today, Joe? Anything, I don't want to miss it.
Well, you did miss it.
I did, huh?
I'll do it for you one more time, real quick.
Okay, let's
Let me
do
see
it.
if I can rack it up again.
We were
Okay.
just so shocked about what Angus did.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, so I was flying through space the whole time, but now
Hey.
I'm going to land in the pasture.
Ah, nice.
How cool is this?
Ah.
So we fly in,
Nice.
This is automated.
and then we just have a nice smooth landing in the
That
pasture.
After
Look at
Effects
this.
is that
I
After
am
Effects?
impressed.
You're not looking where you're going.
Check you.
Yeah, well, I just set it on autopilot, so I can keep facing you guys.
Wow.
Oh, nice. Nice pass.
That's
you.
pretty good,
That's
man.
great.
It's really good.
That's great. That's great. Okay, well,
right.
man, there you go.
Yeah. Well,
Have a good weekend. Have a happy Father's Day. Even if you're a father of a dog, you're a father.
that's
That's
Yeah,
right.
yep.
Same.
And believe me, I am the father of the dog. So
And those
thank
are the
you.
best kids ever.
I'm a father of the dog, too.
Oh, there goes
Good
one of my
night, Jim.
dogs now.
All right, good night. You guys have a great
All right,
one.
love
See
you
you next
guys.
time.
Everybody.
Good night, Lori. Good night, Lori. Good night,
Stay
Steve.
safe.
Next week.
Well, Buona
Thank you,
vida.
everybody.
I'm
See ya.
leaving now.
Bye.
We'll see you
Bye.
next week. Thanks for the sloth pictures.
All right. Anytime. Thanks. Ciao.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, Lenny's frozen. What happened there? Oh, well, anyway. So,
That was
okay. Lenny's frozen. Lenny, hanging with us, bud? Or, boom. Oh, he's gone.
Okay, now some of
Yeah.
our children
Yes, the children
of the lawn
of the lawn.
weighed in about the COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Kitty said yes, and memory issues. And then Tim says, Mousy, thank you. I always test negative, but I have no smell or taste and foggy head fatigue, and it's not beer. I don't know what the hell is going on. And Brenda and Kitty said to Brenda, yes, with COVID, memory loss is one of the symptoms, and of course, not being able to smell. You see, that's why I told you. I don't want to get this shit because you don't know if
Yeah.
it's going to stay with you for the rest of your life.
I would rather be too safe and
Yep.
be wrong
And
than
I'm
be
the only
not
one-
safe enough and be wrong.
I go into the store and I'm the only one in there with a mask, and these people are looking at me because this is Florida, you know.
Yeah.
And
Land of the free.
look at me all you want.
The nuts. Well, oh, come on. Now we're glooming out here, bud.
Okay, no gloom.
We're glooming.
Happy Father's
Here,
Day.
watch this. No, wait. Here, check this out. This is good. No word from our sponsor.
That's right.
You know, you got to do what you got to do. So,
And we are having a little sale going on, people. Uh-huh.
Yeah, reach out.
Okay.
If you have any interest. And by the way, that shirt that was in that was Vines. That's the Eddie Money shirt. I don't know if you remember me telling the story.
Yes, you've told it recently.
Yeah,
So I'm sure they remember it.
maybe they do. But that's the shirt. And that was Eddie actually wearing it on the show. So it's like I had to make that shirt. Who knew? The Eddie shirt. So
Yeah.
anyway.
Okay, have a great weekend, everybody. We will see you on Monday.
If we don't see you in the future, we'll see you in the pasture.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, kids.